Hi, my name's Andrew, and I'm a community leader here at Guru. Today, we're going to explore gurulearning.org. At certain points, I'll ask you to pause this video and try out a few of the actions that I show you. Let's get started. Today, I'm going to prepare a lesson for my students using only free web resources. The internet is full of rich learning content, but it can be difficult to track down the right resources and even more difficult to fit those resources into lessons that work in the classroom. That's why today I'll be using Guru to find, customize, and share a collection with my students. A collection is a sequence of web resources enriched with instructions and quiz questions. It's a great way to engage and focus your students with multimedia from the web. The educators in the Guru community have already curated over 50,000 collections, many aligned to Common Core state standards. There are 3 steps to using a collection with your students. In the first part of this video, I'll show you how to discover great collections made by other teachers. Next, we'll talk about how we can organize and customize our collection for our students. Finally, I'll show you how you can post your collection to a class homepage and teach with Guru. Let's get started. Before you go any further, make sure that you're signed into your Guru account. If you haven't signed up for a free Guru account yet, now would be a great time to pause this video and get started. Click Sign Up. If you have an account with Google, you can use the Sign Up with Google button for a quick registration. Otherwise, click Sign Up with your email address. Okay, let's find a collection for our classroom. We've organized the best collections on Guru into what we call our community library. Collections in the library cover 28 different courses spanning most of the K-12 core curriculum. I'm starting a unit on ancient China next week, so let's take a look inside this ancient civilizations course. This collection, The Silk Road, looks like it'd match up well with what I'm teaching next week. I can see some of the information about this collection, including comments that other educators have left. This looks promising. Let's take a look at what type of resources are inside. This collection has some really interesting interactive resources, some texts, and even a few questions. It looks like it'd support my lesson. And if I'm ready to send this collection to my students right away, I'll simply click the Assign button. However, I have some ideas about how I'd like to personalize this collection for my students. Instead of assigning it as is, I'm going to remix this collection before I share it out. Clicking Customize makes a copy of this collection for me to edit. This brings us to the end of our first step, Discover. So far, we've explored the community library and selected a collection. Now would be a great time to pause this video and try these actions out for yourself. Alright, let's get back to it. So, clicking on Customize has brought me to the Organize page. Let's take a look at some of the things you can do here. Up here, I can edit the images and text that my students see first. Think of this as the cover page in my collection. Down here, I can edit individual resources. I can rearrange resources into an order that makes more sense. I like to start my collection off with a question, so let's just drag this one up to the top. I can guide my students through my collection by adding narration. These instructions will show up when my students explore this collection. Since this is a YouTube video, I can even set a start time and an end time. One of my favorite tools is the plus new question button. This is a great way to ensure student accountability and to check student understanding. I'll add a fill-in-the-blank question in. Finally, I can add more web resources into this collection. If I know a great TED Talk that would fit really well into this collection, I'll just type that URL right here. I can also upload PDF documents and images. Additionally, I can use Guru Search to find more resources on the Silk Road. If any other teacher on Guru has found a resource on the Silk Road, this will let me know. Here are my search results. I can narrow my search with the advanced filters on the left. Let's see just the interactives and questions about the Silk Road. I can also filter by Common Core State Standard or by source. To preview a resource, just click on it. Save the resource by dragging it over one of your collections on the right. I'm going to add in this interactive resource. Let's go back to the Organize page by clicking Edit. That brings us to the end of the second part of the process, Organize. In this part of the video, I added text narration, added a question, and added a new resource from search. Try these steps out for yourself. Alright, now all that's left to do is share this collection with my students. So let's open up the Share tab. At this point, I've got a chance to reset the visibility settings. If I decide to make my collection public, anyone in the Guru community will be able to find, use, and copy this collection. If I make it shareable, only the people that I share the link with will be able to find my collection. And finally, I can set it to private if I want to be the only one who can access this. I'll set this to public and share my collection with the community. Scroll down a bit to grab the collection URL. Share this with your students over email or learning management system. But let's say that my students aren't on email. How can I get them this collection? Luckily, there's one more important feature that I want to show you today, called class pages. Think of a class page as a home page for your classroom. Click on Teach to access your class pages. Let's go to my World History class page. I can make as many class pages as I like, so I could create a new class page for every period I teach. Let's assign that new Silk Road collection. There we go. Now my students will be able to access my collections when they go to this class page. This code right here, the class code, can be used to access this class page. I'll give this class code to my students and ask them to write it down in their notebooks. Students can type in the class code on the iPad app or on gurulearning.org to go straight to my class page. They don't need to be signed in to use the class code. Alright, that brings us to the end of the third part of this video, Teach. In this part, I showed you how to make a new class page, assign a collection, and find your class code. Now is a great time to pause this video and try these actions out for yourself. Alright, there we go. In less than 10 minutes, I've created a beautiful collection of learning materials really personalized for my students. Let's review. The first thing that you can do on gurulearning.org is discover great collections. Next, we can customize and organize our collection into classroom-ready study experiences. Finally, we can assign our collection to a class page when we're ready to teach. There's lots more that you can do with Guru, and I'll cover 2 additional important topics, collecting student data and creating a collection from scratch in my subsequent videos. However, by now you should have a firm foundation and all the tools you need to get started. Go to gurulearning.org and prepare your own collection. If you need any help, just check out our Support Center. Click on the gear button and select Support. Thanks for watching.